hell's phoning me at this time of day? Oh God, it's that Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Gavin.
I haven't seen you in such a long time.
But I've been watching all your videos.
Oh yeah? That's nice.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could book you for tomorrow.
I know it's short notice, but I think there's going to be
Some bears on the west coast.
Oh, bears, you say? Well, I do know a place where there's a chance we might see some bears, but you're going to have to book me a room. This time you've got to keep things strictly professional, Amanda.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll take good care of you.
All right, well, I'll pick you up at 9 a.m. tomorrow, eh?
Okay, bye, Gavin.
All right, bye.
I love you.
Oh, well, pays the rent. Well, welcome back to Vancouver Island, Amanda.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you booked me, but I was a little bit unsure about this booking for a private session after what happened last time in the tent and everything.
Yes, I could see how you feel, and I just really want to apologize.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
It won't happen again.
No?
I just really want to learn about landscape photography.
No inappropriate behaviour?
None.
And I just want to check, just to double check, just to make sure everything's above board. You have booked me my own separate room, right?
I have.
Yeah?
Yes.
Definitely 2 separate rooms.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Do you want to see the receipt?
No, I'll trust you. I mean, I'm sure there's 2 rooms.
There is.
Whenever driving on really rough logging roads, there's nothing I love more than to enjoy a nice giant fruit platter.
What one's your favorite?
I would say cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
What's your favourite?
Pineapple.
Oh, you like pineapple punks?
Yeah.
Well, she must have done, because I only got 3 pieces before she'd scarfed it all down.
So we've decided to go to Ucluelet on the west coast of Vancouver Island. And on the way there, we've stopped off at Cathedral Grove, which right now is absolutely majestic with fall colours. So we're just going to make it a quick stop, but hopefully find a nice composition and try and capture this beautiful forest with fall colours.
Fototripper clients that book private sessions can always expect the highest levels of luxury service.
Now, somehow I have ended up carrying Amanda's camera bag, and what a surprise, she hasn't brought a jacket, so that's going to cost you extra. You realise that, don't you?
As we headed into the forest, it became apparent that Amanda's red ballet shoes and short shorts were not well suited to bushwhacking in the forest. So, like a true gentleman, I offered to go and get the shot on her behalf. 5-star review, here we come.
This is a perfect example of roadside forest photography, where you're just driving past and you spot something out of the corner of your eye through the forest and you have to pull over and stop. So here we are in Cathedral Grove, and this stump really caught my eye. You can see how it's kind of backlit, well, it's kind of side backlit by the sun, and it's got this glowing edge, and that's what drew me in, is that kind of light. So I rushed here into the forest and I framed up the shot, and then of course the sun just vanished and I lost that lovely light. But I thought, well, I'll set up the shot anyway because it's probably going to come back, and it has. And I've got this absolutely fantastic glow on these orange and yellow maple trees in the background. It's just a magic scene. And then with all of that moss, which I think it's not actually a moss, I think it's a lichen, the old man's beard that drips down off the branches. It's just dripping with beautiful light-catching juiciness. Anyway, I'll keep on shooting, try and talk you through this shot. Yes, it's a very obvious composition with the stump slap bang in the middle of the frame. I tried to push it off to one side, but it just wasn't as pleasing as just slap bang in the middle. Very, very simple. And what I've done is I've done a combination of exposures. So I've focused on the edge of the branches on this stump, and I've shot an exposure at f1.8 so that the tree is sharp but the background is a bit soft and blurred out, and then I've stopped down to f8 so that more of the background is in focus, but the entire tree, the stump, the whole thing from front to back is in focus. And in Photoshop I can blend the shallow depth of field shot with the f8 shot, so that the whole tree and maybe some of the foreground in front of it is super sharp, but the background will have that soft blur if I want that look. I won't know until I get these into Photoshop if that's the look that I'm going for, because I do love the background elements. So it could be a tricky one to put together, but if it works, the colourfulness of this image should be rather nice. It's as if this lone tree stump is wearing a golden crown of sun-kissed Canadian maple leaves. But there were other jewels to be found in the forest that day. This trail scene is what caught my eye. I really enjoyed the mix of gnarly tree roots and those lovely yellow tones. And if you'd like to download high-quality desktop backgrounds of these images, well, there's a link to my free newsletter in the description below. And once you've signed up, you can download and enjoy these images at your convenience on pretty much any device. Well, I got a gorgeous shot there. Thanks for letting me take time out from your tuition. So do you want to move on, go to the next location?
Yeah, let's get some coffee first.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Alright, and then you clueless. Well, that was a nice little shoot that we weren't expecting, eh? A little bonus.
It was a good bonus, yeah. But I feel like that might have some ticks on me.
Oh.
Could you maybe check my legs? I can do the front side. If you could maybe check the back side.
Let's just wait till we get to a public space, like Starbucks.
Okay. I can wait.
Yeah? Well, I'm not having a go at you, but they're not the most sensible choice of pantaloons for what we do, are they, really?
You've been looking at my pants.
Well, I wasn't looking at them, I just noticed them now because of what we just went through the forest, right?
Well, look at them.
Look at my pants. As we headed west, I noticed that the sun was starting to peek out of those clouds, and after the recent heavy rains that we'd had, I had a feeling that the conditions might be just perfect for one of my favourite types of landscape photography. So we made a little detour.
Okay, so I'm here at Little Qualicum Falls. It's one of my favourite waterfalls on Vancouver Island. And this is actually the best I've ever seen it in terms of the condition. The water flow is perfect, and look at these light rays. So when the water's this heavy, you get all this spray, and then when you get a clear day like this with bright sunlight blasting down and hitting that spray, of course you get epic light rays. So this is a perfect opportunity to demonstrate what a circular polarizer will do and what a neutral density filter will do. So I've put on the camera now a circular polarizer that also has a neutral density filter built into it. So it's an all-in-one, so I can polarize to get rid of glare and to cut through a bit of that haze that's caused by the light rays. But I can also slow down that shutter speed because it's so bright right now that I can't quite reach the ideal shutter speed of round about 1/4 of a second. So by putting on an ND filter, which is basically sunglasses for the lens, that forces me to use a much longer shutter speed. And I'm finding that round about 1.5 to 2 seconds is the shutter speed that the camera is recommending for this kind of light. Now I'll take that shot, and I do like those longer exposures, but then in order to get that faster exposure so that there's a bit more motion in the water, then I'll actually have to open up the aperture and shoot faster shutter speeds. But without that ND filter, it just wouldn't be possible to get all of the different shutter speeds that I want to capture this image.
So it's really, really tricky when you're shooting in these kinds of conditions because of this spray. Well, of course, my filter is just constantly getting washed with this spray. But all you can really do with that is to get a lens cloth. Now, I guess you could rig up some kind of blower system that's constantly blowing air in front of the lens so that the water particles can never get a chance to settle. But I can't be arsed with that when a simple lens cloth will do. And it comes in waves. Sometimes it's not too bad and I can get a clear shot. Other times there's a bit of wind and it completely covers the camera, but it's really not that difficult to deal with.
For the final image, I combined a 5-second exposure at f8 for maximum sharpness with a 1/4 second exposure at f2.8 for the ideal motion blur in the water. There are times with landscape photography when you become so transfixed with what's in front of you that you forget to hit that shutter button. It almost feels wrong to try and capture that sublime moment. But then, if I didn't, well, I guess you wouldn't be watching this video right now. So on that note, if you enjoy my work, you'd be doing me a huge favour by subscribing to my channel and giving this video a massive thumbs up. So after 2 successful shoots that day, it was time to get checked into the hotel. After a long day of driving and shooting, I was very much looking forward to some relaxation and, if I'm completely honest, a little bit of me time. Yeah.
All checked in?
Yeah, we're all checked in.
Oh, excellent. Can I get my room key?
About that. There's a little bit of a mix-up.
A mix-up, oh yeah.
There's only one room left.
Only one room. But you told me that you booked 2 rooms online.
I did.
Yeah?
I thought I did.
Oh.
I guess I hadn't.
1 room.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'm sleeping in my car then.
What? It's got 2 bedrooms in it.
2 bedrooms?
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Are you absolutely sure that it's got 2 bedrooms?
I'm absolutely sure.
Yeah?
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess we can make that work, eh?
We can make that work.
Well, I hope you realise I'm not going to carry a camera bag the whole time.
I know. Thought I'd try. It's getting heavy.
Oh, no. This looks suspiciously like a 1-bedroom apartment with 2 beds.
It does, yeah. But there's an upstairs.
Oh, there's a bedroom upstairs?
Yeah.
Alright, well, which one do you want?
I want to go upstairs.
Alright, well, you have that and I'll get comfy down here then. Well, that's alright, is this? I can get comfy here.
Some of the hate-filled trolls that comment on my videos were getting a little bit worried about my absence.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
You alright?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just reading my complaint emails.
Complain?
Yeah, it'll be things like, you didn't have a straight horizon line in that image 7 videos ago, or your foreground was slightly out of focus, or why was the top right corner ever so slightly noisy? But I don't know what I would do if I couldn't rely on these people to take time out of their busy days to email me directly and let me know how I failed.
Oh, well, I think you're wonderful.
Oh, really? Thank you.
I was just kind of wondering, maybe you can help me with my Photoshop skills.
Oh, yeah. Have you got some images? What should we work on?
Just really wants to go in there.
Yeah, stick that in there. Let's get these up. Let's have a look. What the bloody hell is this?
It's a picture of us. We were so happy that day.
That day didn't happen. That's you've just photoshopped it.
We were so happy that day.
Okay, let's just load it up and have a look at it. Well, clearly you didn't watch my digital blending basics video tutorial. You should check that out. You should check that out. These are rubbish cut lines. The blending is all off. We're gonna have to fix this. All right, well, we'll drag this over here. We'll tidy up this line and get it looking at least partially realistic, because this is not even remotely believable.
We're getting there. It's almost just like I remember that day. It's so perfect.
Oh, well, you don't remember the day because it didn't happen. This is from your imagination.
No, it's right there. Look at it. Beautiful.
I need to go and charge 25 Sony batteries right now. Clearly you have not watched my digital blending basics video tutorial. You should check that out. You should check that out. The cut lines are just terrible. The blend marks are atrocious.
But I did watch it.
But that tells me I'm a terrible instructor.
I learned better in person. You know, like person to person.
It's so creepy. Oh God, it's so